Hello again. Until last video is we finished the figure 9 about this customer service linking to the business unit, and the figure 10 about the business process and the business unit mapping. And if you back to the tree structure, so we can see we finished first two. For this 11, we will move to the information flow. So that is also one part of the important the business architecture element. So when we're talking the core business, the architecture is we starting from the organization, the capability, value stream, and the information. So those are the things we need to talk about until this one for the business architecture. Then from next one, we will move to the application architecture, have a look. So let's do this figure 11 together. So in short, we will involve the business actor called as customer, and then we have the two, the business unit for the production and the distribution, and also our the guiding the business unit is headquarter. So the in short is distribution center receive order is this line from customer, and definitely there will be some back and forth here and later, and then the HQ headquarter will assess the risk provided to those the orders. And also, if that is done, then those from the commercial, the function will communicate between the distribution center to production center for this aggregate order. So it may not be the individual order by order to send to the production center. It should have some the aggregation. And then there's the supporting flows to cross the different function. So we already have numbers of the elements in our repository. For this view, we will try to utilize them, but we'll create a lot of the information flow. And all these are in the business layer. So this will be simple, not cross layer. So let's open our model. So it's not too much we can leverage. So let's duplicate from the default and move to the view, and we give a name, figure 11, information flows. That's the name. So then as first, we will put those business actor. So either is the external, so actors we have a customer, and then these others are business unit. We will have HQ, we will have the DC, so we only focus on this Benelux, and then production center. So we have these three, putting here, production center here, the DC here. Then let's see to check is whether we already have certain functions. The function, good, we have a finance, but we don't put finance inside the HQ. So let's put that inside. So then is assignment. That means if you drag that out, you can read the relation is our business actor assigned to our business function. But when we have this the nested, you don't need to see those layout or the lines of the relation. So let's make this smaller to save some space. So we can put that here. Then for this the distribution center, let's see whether we have anything. Looks like no. So we may create our folder like it's DC and looks until we found this something can be also reused by other DC, but we first create here. In DC, we have our the local finance and the distribution. So we move this out, and we have our relations, commercials, the distribution, finance. We are just putting something like this way. Looks like it's here has multiple links, so we will make that bigger, and then we try to make those inside of a DC. Like this way, you can adjust this and then make this occupied enough, and we have our customer should like this way. So let's make a customer part. So production center, I remember we have the sales already. Now looks like it's the sales is assigned to the production center. So no matter. So let's put that. And the logistic, production, logistic we already used before. Let's see where we did that before. So this line. So we shortlist 11 and also here. So when we did this production logistic process, we assign production and logistic function linked with this production center. So that is the repository now tell us. And also we have production is also linked. And then we have the procurement. Procurement, we don't have that. Let's make that inside the operation. So procurement. But looks like it's let's put that outside first. Okay, then if I make the production center bigger and the sales, production, procurement, logistic, procurement, so like this way. So let's move that out. If they already have the relationship, then we don't need to add them again. So they will read from the repository. And we have the bigger cells. So roughly is our element are already created. Now is the time is we create a relationship. All relationship are in flow. We don't have any relation until now. So let's starting from the customer. So customer may have the inquiry to our customer relation. So whenever we create this, let's give the name. So inquiry. So when you did those, think about the customer journey. So when they inquire something, they need to inquire the contract. So inquiry contract. They need something feedback. So they should be the two directions. Let's make that distribute. And then the inquiry is we starting to have, they are starting to call commercial. So commercial one is the order. Possible before that is we already starting to negotiate or engage. So we have offer. And finally is when we finish those and sell, we either provide order information or provide invoice to collect money. So when you already have the same direction relation, they will pop up is whether you select this one or new. For our case, we need to create another one. So we need to create order info and one more, another one, not select, create new, which is the invoice. So that's the 4 engagement between the DC and the customer. So if you create this and distribute, so now have this. Now from the commercial and the customer relationship, let's see, we should have one is the custom exposure request. What we need to know is what are the exposure amount of this customer already did, not only with us, but also with his general financial the information. And then from here, we are starting to have this aggregate order once we got approved from HQ. And we expect this from the production center, give this aggregate order info as the response. So these two, we should have the distribution. Normally, is every the information flow, we will have the back and forth. Yeah, no matter. So the overlapping is fine. So then once we make that, we should report that to the finance in HQ, provide this customer credit analysis request. Because our customer credit information is handled in the HQ centrally. And the central finance team will provide our the credit assessment result. Then let's make this distribute. Okay, so we have that enough, and we have to change this manually. So we make this and make this here bigger, then make this here. This one we can make shorter. So the relation is here. Then the commercial in the distribution center will talk with the self, the info, this finance team. So that is the communication, is the invoice. And we have our actual distribution. So we give the shipping order. So that means we need to ship the finished goods to customer, and the distribution function will reply the GDN. I think that is kind of the identification. So let's distribute this. And from the distribution center, we will deliver the goods to customer. Then like you order something online, you should get some notification about the shipping status. And the customer will, the response is delivery confirmation. Like it's sign off for the goods or the kind of the other confirmation method. So that is quite common sense. Then we move to the production center. From the sales, they need to transfer the shipping order to the logistic. And then the logistic will back to the GDN number. Let's distribute. If you don't have this script, you just need to do this manually adjust. It's also okay. So production order. That's the actual the order is we finally is sent to the production. So you can left and right, and you can drag the text. So that's just to ensure is you can have that displayed enough clear. Final product or finished product is here. Then from here, we also need to get the needed raw material to support our the production. So that is looks like it's quite complex, but when you starting to draw these the pictures, it's not so much complex. So you can make this very quickly. So just ensure is you make the layout is good enough. So like this one, so I can further drag this to the left. First is the back to the center, and I can put this upper. And this one is if you drag that is back to center first, then you come to right. So similar is like this. You can drag, move this to right and make the text lower. Same as this one. And this is the tricky because it's in the horizontal. Like this, you can try yourself. Just making them is looks good enough. So the tricky thing is only this backline we don't have the information. So we should see. So at least we should give our inquiry contract the feedback. All the contract is possible is the with feedback is contract, and the customer just our inquiry. So it's like this one. So that is also understood if we try to describe like this way. So let's stop here. Thank you for watching for this figure 11. Don't forget about this to update your the dates, timestamp, and also your self name so that others can understand is updated by you. See you in the next the view, which we will move to the application architecture. Bye for now.